What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bars and Bells, Barbells and Trails podcast.
That's the new name. That's the new
Episode
name
64, because we were wrong last time.
We were. I actually noticed that. I
I
recorded back. I was like, oh shoot, you did.
Yeah, I was like, we guessed and we were wrong.
Yes.
So this is episode 64. We're back. We still haven't changed the name, but that's fine. We never said when we were going to do it. We just said we were going to work on it.
You kind of just said a different name. So.
I did say a different name, but I don't want that one either. So we're here. We are posting a little late this week, but we're busy. We're busy lads, so it's all right. He's working all the time.
You're working too.
I'm working. So what do you want to get into this week? I mean, I guess big news for me. I closed on my first house. Sold my first home. It's official. Got that commission coming in, so that's awesome. My first commission check. Technically, I closed on one Friday, but that was a joint commission or joint. What was it? Joint agent, co-agent.
Gotcha. Yep.
This one was mine completely.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah, the one for Monday. So that was awesome. Closed on that. Couldn't be happier. Went through so quickly. It was like less than 3 weeks. Like literally 3 weeks almost to the day of meeting them. House sold, done. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of awesome. And I might actually have another listing here soon. So we'll see.
Hey.
So I'm coming up in the world a little bit.
I didn't know houses were coming.
Houses?
Yeah, coming up and stuff.
Okay, the next one's not a house, but yeah.
Oh,
but
sure,
so
okay.
hey, I'll take a listing. I don't care what it is.
Right, yeah,
I'll sell a car. I don't know. I don't think I can legally do that. But
there you go.
I mean, you don't gotta have a license to sell a car.
That's true.
Everybody can sell a car.
I actually saw some video. Some guy was like flipping cars. But
Okay.
he was like not registering the vehicles and stuff.
Uh-oh.
So like literally the government came to his house and said like, you're not allowed to do this anymore. So now he's flipping couches.
That's different. Yeah, anybody can flip a couch. Like, that's fine.
Well, he wants to get like some like really insane sports car.
Oh.
And like he's made a whole Instagram account for it.
Yeah. No, they'll pick up on that once you start messing with too much money.
Right.
Yeah. But I've seen the house flipping thing or couch flipping stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. But so what's been going on with you?
Work, basketball.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So
I was bending it like Beckham last night.
what?
Yeah. No?
Huh?
Bend it like Beckham? No, you don't.
No.
No?
No.
No? What? You don't?
I'm confused. What do you mean?
You know who? Fuck, what's his first name? The soccer player.
What's his first name?
I just said I don't know.
You know his last name though?
Beckham, right?
Beckham? Oh.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying now, right? I said I was bending it like Beckham last night.
Dude, I said basketball, and then you said some soccer player.
Oh,
dude.
yeah. Well, yeah. I was trying to relate. I played a sport last night. I don't know if I was good as you were at basketball as I was with soccer, but hey, I scored on a few people. So
2.
Shut up. Hey, it all counts. I mean, Freddie about took my head off at 1-1. I was like, fucking shit. Just ducking. But it is what it is. So you were playing basketball.
Yep.
You're working.
I was playing with, we talked a little bit, but yeah, I was playing with a semi-pro yesterday.
Yeah, true. By the way, you didn't mention wisdom teeth.
Oh, wisdom teeth.
Bro, you look fine.
I know.
Actually, I know it's
been, a week and a day.
Shit, it has been a week now. So,
yeah.
So, I guess you should be pretty good at this point.
Right. It was.
It
actually wasn't
that
bad. Like, the day I got them out, and, like, the pain medicine, like, started getting off, like, it started hurting really bad.
Yeah.
But, like, to the point, like, I got my tonsils out last year.
Oh, and you did. I forgot about that. You're very old for that.
Yeah, I know. Noah was old, too. He was 14.
What the hell is this?
Well, the thing is,
I got mine I wasn't
going to get them out, but like since I was working at the feed mill, I kept getting really bad sores in my throat.
Oh yeah,
like blister throat sores.
Yeah.
And it was just my tonsils. So, getting back to it, basically my tonsils were actually worse throughout the whole thing, except for the very first day I got back when my wisdom teeth got out because That pain was so bad. But like
Really?
the next day, yes, I was swollen.
But it's
And then it
manageable.
hurt.
Yeah, it's
And then
if you stay up on the pain meds and ice, you're typically
right. And then like 2 days after that, I was like, oh
Like,
crap.
what were you eating?
It started hurting.
Yeah, it's
I was
very, very tender.
What was I eating? I wasn't eating much actually. But
Really?
I ate some yogurt, ate some Jello. I just tried to get carbs.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating, so
No,
I
there
think
you
I
go.
had a smoothie, but like stuff like that.
Wow. Okay. I see. I mean, so yeah. Well, I guess we're both dumb now. Both had our wisdom teeth removed. I mean, we're kind of screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Too young, too. I mean, like, we didn't even get started yet. I mean, barely.
And we're just retards.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah. For me, it wasn't that bad. I could pull up that picture. I don't know if I want to.
Honestly,
I'll throw it in the podcast. I'll throw it into the podcast. Just make sure to remind me before we post this.
I mean, you have a picture of me too.
I do. Did
You
I save
side
it?
by side?
Did I save it? Yes.
I don't know
100%.
if you saved it, but you can probably.
Oh,
I can send it back to you.
okay, yeah, 100%. Because mine, the thing is, I didn't think I was that swollen. Too, I hate my hair at the time, but because
Was it long?
It was longer, but it wasn't to the point where it's long enough to put back. So it was like where it's like it's too long. So I just had to like.
So you have a
almost
picture
side
out
part it.
there that's kind of like long with
yeah.
your sister and you. I actually kind of like that when it
Yeah.
was like
What is
long. It came up.
similar to yours?
Yeah,
That was okay. Bailey didn't like it when it got too much in my eyes. She thought it was like
Yeah.
very emo. And I'm like, it's like
not
it's not
really.
that bad. It is kind of annoying because that was the first time in my life I've ever had hair that long.
Yeah.
So it was something to get
No,
used
totally because
to. 100%.
what was it? Probably end of last year. My hair was really long.
Yeah.
I was actually on a podcast when my
Yeah.
hair was really long. But like, yeah, I was playing basketball during that time.
And it gets in your face, and you're like.
Sweat would just keep dripping in my eyes,
Yeah.
dude. It sucked.
But then it got to the point where I could put it up, so I was like, all right, throw it in a bun. I mean, I could see myself maybe growing my hair out again. I feel like the thing is, I feel like at that point, now I've leaned down a little more where it would look a little better. Where like I think by the end of it, it looked better. Where like there was a time where, especially like a certain phase of that hair growth was kind of like a little rough for like a month. But once it got to a certain point, it's like, okay, that's not bad. I could see myself doing it again eventually, but I'm fine with what I got at the moment. But
Right.
yeah, no. Yeah, I'll throw that on there because I literally took a selfie a minute after they were done. Like
Oh, really?
I was in the chair.
See,
Like
my
I was
pic-
in there for 45 minutes. I wasn't asleep, so I was awake the whole time. I heard everything. Kind of wild when you think about it now, but I was sedated, so I was just
Did you
like,
get all? Did you get all 4 of them out?
I only have 3.
You only had 3 of them.
Yeah.
So you weren't sedated.
I was, but not. I wasn't out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was
so,
awake.
Yeah, I
It
was.
wasn't
I was awake too.
Yeah. So it was just an oral sedation.
Yeah, dude.
mine was a
Like
pill.
the guy's like, he was taking my bottom teeth out. He was like, okay, you're gonna hear a crackle and a pop. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And like,
But you're like, all right. Yeah.
well, he kept asking me questions like, "You doing good?" I was
They didn't talk to me. They didn't.
And I
they
can't
didn't
talk to
me
him.
much, yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to put my earbuds in, man. Come on.
I think I did.
Why couldn't the guy kept talking?
Yeah. No,
me.
my guy didn't talk to me that much. The thing is, when I'm at the dentist, at one point, it's like I'm down to have a conversation with some of these people because some of them I've known since I was a kid.
Mhm.
But at the same time, when I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's times where I was like, I'll just sit there and not say a fucking word and just let you get your shit done. Like, so when I was there, I was obviously drugged, so it was an oral sedation. So I had to wake up. It was like I had to be there at 8, so I had to take it at 7:15 or 7, and then when we left to get there, and it worked.
Yeah,
I mean, I was awake. I remember hearing shit, but I remember like being drowsy. Where at one point I was just sitting there like,
Actually,
Ah,
no.
yeah.
They didn't even drug me.
what do you mean?
They just numbed.
They just numbed? So you're completely sober?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could do that. If I
It
was
was-
sober listening to it, I
So-
would be a lot more like.
It wasn't that bad. I'm not like you said. He was talking to me for a little bit, but like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me that much. Like hitting, like yes, if I can see like
If I
let's
saw
say
it,
my
it would
knee
be-
snapped in half.
If
when
I
heard
saw
that.
it, it would be a
That-
whole different story.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's in my mouth.
Yeah,
and
so I can
just
it's
hear
the
it,
best
and
place. It's the best place. I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just looking at the ceiling.
You got this, dude.
Yeah, like, but I was literally in there for 45 minutes. And yeah, so I literally have a photo. Like, as soon as they finish, like, I still had the gauze in my mouth. So that's one reason why my face looks even
Yeah.
bigger. So I had the
Mine
gauze
was
in my
bad.
mouth. They literally just left me. I think I still have the apron, whatever you want to call it on.
I don't even
You
have.
know-
Oh yeah, yep.
And I was still wearing that, and I literally pull out my phone and take a picture, and I think I sent it to Noah. And I'm just like, hi. And I'm just
wait,
like,
I think I remember that one.
yeah.
But the thing is, the picture I sent you, I was like,
I'm putting Noah's picture out here.
You should. Well, the picture I sent you, I was like 3 days after, so it wasn't terrible.
That wasn't 3 days after, was it? Because
Well,
I think I texted
maybe
you that day, and I said,
Mm-mm.
"Hey, how'd it?" Yeah, because you were like,
That
"That was such
day-
a weird text message." Because I sent a text message and I was like, "Hey, send me a picture of your face."
Well, yes, but that was not the same day.
You pretty sure?
Mm-mm.
Was it not?
It wasn't.
We'll have to look.
I know.
Because
It
I'm
wasn't.
pretty sure it was. Because I was like, "Oh yeah, he's done." Like I kind of forgot about it. I was like, "Shit, yeah, he did that." So I texted you. I was like, "Show me a picture of your face."
Yes, I remember that. I was like, weird request, but okay.
yeah. I thought that was the same day. Maybe it was the next day at least. But
maybe.
I can't remember because I know it was
I
at
know it
night.
wasn't
was
the same
later.
day.
It was
Yes.
later. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you're definitely a little swollen. I still think Noah probably had the worst.
No, it was. So
Yeah.
bad.
But no, yeah, I've never had any major surgeries. I guess the main thing is tonsils. I did that when I was 6. Like when I was 6 years old, I was sickly, basically growing up, and then after that, good, done. I mean, I haven't dealt with any like major illnesses. So like basically from till I was about 7, I got sick reasonably often. Like I was a kid that had tubes, had ear infections all the time, like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I eventually ended up one of the reasons why they decided to get my tonsils removed and my adenoids was because like I had strep throat like 6 or 7 times within a year. Like
Yeah, that's.
and it was
that's
bad.
what was happening to me. But they wouldn't even say it's strep throat. They said it was just literally blister sores.
Which that could have been true, but I know mine
yeah.
was strep, and
Yeah.
they were just like, yeah, your shit's like
That's
gunked
exactly
up.
the same
Like,
exact thing.
they're
that
like, we
happened to
gotta
me.
take 'em
6 times in a year or something like
Yeah.
that. It was crazy.
And so yeah, imagine being on antibiotics that much.
Right.
It's not great on the body. And so they took it out. Like I remember going in, I was like, it was like 5 a.m. or something.
No.
Yeah, it was early. So I mean, I'm 6, and I'm like, this is the earliest I've ever gotten up. I don't like it. And so like dragging me there, and I was fine until they put me on the table, and then I
Really?
fucking flipped shit, and they just threw the mask on me, and I'm sitting there crying and screaming, and then just gone.
Really?
Within 8 seconds.
What happened to me was like, I was just talking because I knew the guy.
Yeah.
The guy did Nathan's and Katie's.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
So yeah, he's really old. But anyways, I was talking to him, and like, of course they drugged me. So I was just like, 1 second I'm talking to him, have a full out conversation.
And then
Next
you're
second
gone.
I'm gone.
Yep.
And I just wake up.
Yep.
I'm like, and he's like, okay, good to go. And like he walks me.
You
to the room.
leave?
No, he walks me to the room to my mom. I'm just sitting
Oh
down.
fuck! I was in a bed.
Well, I was in a bed.
Yeah.
But then he got me up and walked me to the room. And like some guy came in and was like, so which flavor do you want? Strawberry, vanilla, or chocolate?
Ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like the little tubes.
Yeah.
I had
Oh,
like
okay.
8 of them
Yeah,
before
dude,
I
100%.
left.
Bro,
Yes.
100%. So I did. So I was 6. They did that. Like I'm literally screaming, crying, want my mom freaking the fuck out, throw the mask on me, and I'm just like and then just eyelids. It was like I couldn't do anything, and then just oh shit, it just out. Wake up. I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours later.
I don't know how long.
I don't know how long it was either, and I'm just like. Just zoned out of my mind, and I'm just laying here like half awake, like literally like if you were. It's kind of like when you watch honestly, very similar to like when you watch a doctor show and someone's like waking up out of a coma.
Yeah,
and it's just like
dude,
you're like
it's
your
so
senses are
weird.
so fucked up, but
Like
you're like
your
kind of
brain
opening
is
your
trying
eyes.
to. Your brain is literally
and you're
trying
like,
to function.
What the fuck? Where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And I'm literally laying there, and I see other beds, and I think with all other patients that are asleep. So basically,
Really?
they
So
put
I
us
was
like in
in
a
a-
room until the sedation basically wore off. So then they noticed I was awake. I was still like barely awake, and then they wheeled me into the in the bed into the elevator and up to a room. So then I had my own room. I had an IV in, and then they made me slushies. I'm pretty sure they were just half melted popsicles that they would chop up and into cups. And I probably had like 8 or 9 of those by the time I left.
had so
I think I
many after.
made them run out of green.
Well, yeah, dude. Before we left, he's like, take as much as you want, take as much time as you want. And like before I left, I was like, can I have like 3 more? on the road.
Your mom's like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, my mom was. She was yelling at me. She's like, Riley, just quit it.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't. But the thing is, I was so young, and probably my mom was making sure that I was doing whatever. And I know I had like ice cream and popsicles and stuff to kind of help with swelling, and that kind of stuff enough. And I know I was taking my medicine. That I don't really recall it being that bad of a process.
It wasn't.
I mean, like I think I remember some soreness here and there, but nothing bad. But also, I mean, I was so young at that time too.
We're kind of relatable. I mean,
we're related.
Not related.
Oh,
anyways.
I mean, we look like we could be brothers. Like, I mean, you and Noah look alike, but when it comes to, I feel like overall looks, we look more alike than you two do.
Noah and me are complete opposites. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't even think we look alike, to be honest.
I mean, like
now
there's
if I grow my
things.
beard out,
maybe.
then yes, we do.
Yeah.
But
see, Noah looks more like your mom. You look more like your dad.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I thought I looked like my mom more too.
I don't know. I see it in Noah a lot more.
Really?
Yeah. I think the main thing for you is the hair, but
Right.
I mean, other than that, like, there's one time I saw a picture of Noah, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was the lighting or what. I mean, both of us didn't look great. I don't know why we didn't look great in that photo, but then I'm looking, I'm like, that's April, but in a man form. I'm like, he looks a lot like his mom. I was like, that was one of the first times I like really saw it. But it was like, you never noticed, and I was like, I guess not. I was like, holy
maybe
shit.
It is. But anyways, we're kind of getting back to the tonsils removed. We're kind of relatable because we both had sores in our mouth, so we're kind of used to that. So that's why my process wasn't bad at all because it was
because you're used to having a sore throat.
Yeah,
especially having strep throat as much as I did.
Yeah, dude,
that was a common occurrence.
Exactly.
For like a year,
and usually people don't have that.
No, so yeah. But I also have heard that the one thing I haven't had is an actual toothache, because I've heard toothaches are like some of the worst fucking pain you can have when it just comes to pain. Like a bad migraine can be terrible, but like when it comes to toothaches, apparently that's like some of the worst, just because like the nerve endings are so sensitive, and there.
Actually, yeah.
But I've never had that
because when they were, drilling into my wisdom teeth, they could numb the whole of the sides. Yeah. So we used to have nerves like inside your tooth, right? Like
yeah.
So like he could get to a point, and I was like, oh shoot, I can feel that.
Really?
And like literally, I had like jerk my hand up and tell him like you're gonna have to do more. No, I was like literally jerking. I was like, dang.
Stop it. Yeah, you want to know what was so weird though? So did yours come in like where yours was?
Dude,
they were okay.
Dude, they went to the point that I had to get them out.
Okay, mine was pushing it too, because like one was coming in it was sideways. One didn't develop, and then the other two were kind of creeping through, but they were like at a weird angle. So like
I know my top one came in way more.
Really?
And it was like I forget what they were saying, but there was like some tissue right there too. It was like
it wasn't coming through properly, kind of thing.
Right, like if they got to that tissue, then they would have had to like do so much more.
And the reason why it was a big deal, did you have braces as a kid?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you did. That was one thing where my mom was like, if you're getting your wisdom teeth out because you're not fucking up your teeth. I'm like, well, that's fair. My dad never had his removed, but yeah, that was one thing before I got mine removed, and this was after I graduated. I actually got like tooth pain, not aches, from them actually coming in, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
and the thing is, it was so weird because I was like, I haven't felt this in 15 years, like a new tooth coming in.
Right.
I forgot what that felt like. So I was like, why is my jaw and like gum like sore? And I was like, oh shit, is the tooth coming in? I was like, what the fuck? That hasn't happened in so long.
Yeah.
You completely forget. Yeah. So that was kind of weird before they got it removed and everything, because I was like, oh man, that was a weird feeling, because I was like, I haven't felt that in so long.
What's weird right now is like my top ones, the fine, but like where my roots were on the bottom ones, food likes getting in there.
Yeah. Well, and of course it's not going in the top as easy.
Well, like the top one, the roots are like they completely like went around it. Like there's no divot is what I'm trying to get to at my top.
Yeah. I think I know what you mean.
Well, my bottom ones, dude, there's a big divot right here.
You'll have it for a minute. It'll go away eventually. Yeah. I mean, you still gotta watch it even later, just because every once in a while you'll get stuff back there and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, oh shit.
I'm just
snack. But but yeah, it's not necessarily something you want. But yeah, I mean, I think you handled it pretty well. Noah seemed to struggle.
Well,
I don't know
Noah's
why.
situation was bad because he.
Well, yeah,
They
it was
booked
so
it
long.
last
It was
minute.
so long. He was in there forever.
They didn't do it.
He wasn't
right.
iced on things like. Because that's the thing. Technically, I was iced. I was icing within 25 minutes of being done.
Yeah, I was icing
and probably within an hour
and a half. I was icing.
Probably an hour of them starting practically. So Noah, on the other hand, being in there for 4 hours or whatever the hell it was, by the time he was out and done, like how long had his shit inflamed? So of course it was.
And they just let him go. They just like, okay, you're good to go. And Noah literally walked 2 blocks to get to my mom. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It was 2 blocks into a parking, and he's walking out with blood coming out of his mouth.
Oh, what's wrong?
And my mom was like,
"What are you
doing? It
doing?"
looks like something from a zombie moving.
Yeah, probably. That wouldn't surprise me. It's all in his beard, and you're like, you go take a shower.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bad.
Well, speaking of, I guess medical things, I don't know if I've told you this. Instagram diagnosed me with ADHD.
Really? What?
I sound so stupid right now, but I saw this video and it just happened to pop up on my feed, and I don't know why. Now I get ADHD content all the time.
What?
I didn't know that was a thing, but it is. But no, I saw this one video, and it was like someone with ADHD, like this is how their memory works. And I was like, oh, I'm curious because I've never known. Wouldn't be totally shocked
was
if
it
I
like
did.
a little test you had to do?
No, it was literally like a psychologist, like talking about examples.
What?
And so like I've never been diagnosed, but like people have mentioned it to me, and I'm like, probably, but I don't give a fuck. And like Bailey, it would kind of make sense. My dad would make sense.
I don't think you have ADHD at all.
I don't know. I think I have it, but not as bad as other people do. But there's
Like-
definitely certain things where I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, so I was listening to this video, and he started talking through examples. He's like, this is what someone with ADHD and how their memory works. He's like, they'll tell you they have the best memory in their family, all this stuff. That they can remember a detail from a movie they've seen once 10 years ago. And I was like, that's me. And so then he kept going. And he's like, but they have issues with working memory. They might walk into a room and walk in here and then scratch their head because they don't know why the fuck they walked into the room. And I'm like, I do that all the time.
I know.
Like literally daily.
Mm-hmm.
And then he talked about what it was, something else. It was like that, and then there was another one where it was like being like, oh, I need to take this, and this with me, and then by the time you go to leave, you fucking forget something, and like completely forget about it. And it's like you almost have to keep it in your mind to be able to remember it the whole time.
Oh, write a list. And
it's like long-term memory is not an issue, but it's like short-term memory. Or he had some other examples, but it's like, oh, like when you're in class or something, or you're talking and someone, you have a good answer, you raise your hand, and then someone else has to talk, and then by the time they get to you, literally nothing pops into your head. And I'm sitting there, and every single example he listed off, I was like, I've done that my entire life. I was like, like every single one, I was like, that I can tell you right now, every single situation I've been in, that's happened. And so he talked about that, and I saw another video with him, and he was talking about something else. And I'm like, that's kind of true. Like, I don't feel like I have it real bad, because I think some people, like, it's not debilitating, that's not the right word, but it definitely has a major effect on their focus.
Right. But
after, like, listening to that and watching some other stuff, I'm like, fuck, I think I do. Like, I really do. Like, it's like there was that situation, and then I saw another video where they were talking about how in certain situations where most people would be nervous, for some with people with ADHD, with like stressful situations, sometimes it's like a calming for them so that they don't freak out. And I'm like, I feel like I actually kind of do that. Like, not a lot. They were talking about music and how people with ADHD will click on, like, fixate on one song for like a week, play it a lot because it spikes their dopamine like crazy, really motivating, you really like it, but because you listen to it so much, it goes away. And part of it is that anticipation and dopamine, and that's very common with people with ADHD. And like that literally happened to me last week. I was listening to this one song almost daily, probably 4 or 5 times a day, and then now it's like I don't listen to it. And so he just like brought up all these different examples, and I've seen other things.
I don't know.
Like,
some of those,
I do that.
I mean, I relate to that too, but I really don't think I have ADHD.
I think there's definitely people that have it worse, but there's definitely situations where it's like
I mean, probably everybody does have a little bit of ADD.
Yeah,
ADHD
yeah, and I
in
think
their
for
life,
a guy,
but
it's a little more common because I feel like our brains just. I mean, typically men are diagnosed with ADHD, or kids, boys, most of the time. That's not super unlikely, just because we can be off the walls, we can kind of be spasmodic when it comes to our thoughts sometimes and certain things. So like that's not the most surprising, but just like some of the examples he brought up and like literally talking about like how sometimes you'll be working on one project and then something else pops up and then you forget completely about that other project. Right. I was like, I've done that. Like I've literally been like, oh, what do I need to work on today? I'll start on something will distract me. I'm like, oh, I need to go fill up my water, and I'll go, and then I'll be like, I have no idea where the fuck I was and what I was working on, but it's like my long-term memory, and when it comes to certain things, I fucking got that shit. Like I can remember some random shit.
See, like, my mom, she's really bad at. She has ADHD, like really, really bad. Yeah. I mean, you know that.
That would make sense.
Well, like she writes lists for her, and that's how she gets her.
That makes sense. So. And the thing is, it doesn't surprise me. Like I don't feel like my mom does. I don't feel like necessarily anybody on my mom's side does that I can like just tell just off of even like that, comparing it to like how I act. My dad though, 100%. Like I'm like, oh, that's 100% stuff my dad does.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm like, so that doesn't surprise me. So I'm like, I might actually have it because I know my dad definitely does. But the thing is, when I think about
Bailey has it.
Yeah. I think we both have it, but we have it in different things.
Right.
Like she can have a hard time focusing, and I kind of can, but like Bailey's the type where if she's doing something and let's say like a noise pops up, she just like can't focus on what she's like studying because a noise somewhere came up. I'm like, that I don't think would be that big of a deal for me.
I think focusing that like kind of when I was in high school kind of did. Like I guess maybe that is relatable to ADHD, but never really thought about that because just really my mind just didn't go there. I just like mine will go to something totally different. Like, oh, I have a game tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
And like totally forget what the teacher's saying.
Yeah, no, 100%. So like my mind definitely goes everywhere, and I'm like, that makes sense. And then also kind of how they talk about like, I've seen some people where it's like ADHDers, well, that's what they're called apparently. Will have like even like emotional differences where it's like, oh, really excited, like high dopamine, like kind of erotic in a way. No, that's not the right word. Not that. And then just like want quiet time and like peace and quiet. And I'm like, that is kind of true, but I feel like that can be everybody. But then I also feel like, honestly, it's like maybe that is me. Maybe most people have a better baseline where they don't necessarily have that fluctuation of being like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy and have fun and do all this stuff and like jam to music and sing and do all this shit at home on myself, and then other nights where it's just like quiet and like don't really want to do anything. And I'm like, that maybe people, that is me 100%. And so I'm like, maybe that's not that normal. To me it is. And I think that's why when that got brought up, I was like, holy, like that's why I was so shocked, because it didn't necessarily surprise me like I might have a little ADHD. But when he just brought up all these examples, and I'm like, I can remember back to being a kid and all of those happening.
I can't.
And I'm like,
I can't.
Like every single one. That's why it's so crazy.
Little memories, but no, like
I remember meeting Bailey. Like I remember like going to the hospital. That was like one of my first memories.
I can't. The last memory I remember is like when I was 7.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I was 3. Yeah, 2, not even 3.
Yeah.
And like, so that's fine. But like when it comes to memorization for like, oh, do this and then remember it 20 minutes from now or maybe a day later, that's what I can struggle with. But if it's been a minute, I'm typically good. That's why like tests, I didn't struggle, but I didn't do the best on. But then also like me and Bailey talked, and I was like, I think I was just lucky because I actually, like, I didn't have to study like she does, but I think also I had a bigger interest in some of the ones I was good at. Like social studies, never studied, loved it, interested in it, focused, fun. Science, I was pretty good at that. Math, naturally pretty good at that. The one I sucked at and always was like terrible at, English. Yeah. So like if someone like wrote a paper, I never proofread because I was like, I don't like this. So I just turned it in and if you ask.
Honestly, I loved reading books. But like once you're getting assigned, like you have to answer so many questions like through the book.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated that crap.
Oh yeah.
I hated it so much. It was like this takes like the point out of reading a book for fun.
Yeah, that's true.
That's literally how my mind went. I'm like, I don't want to do this. So that's kind of where I struggled in English.
And I kind of get that too, because I've even realized like there's a certain book on an audiobook, not even a book I'm reading, that I haven't finished. And I'm like an hour left and I just haven't finished it. And I think it's because the topic is in general interesting and I want to learn more about it. And it's about the sleep and it's about sleep and all that shit. But it's also kind of like there's more interesting stuff out there.
It's just like
that was me as a kid. Like when I was in 3rd grade, my reading level was like kindergartner. It is because like I didn't read because I wasn't interested in the shit they would have me read. And I was like, I don't like it. And then I got into Harry Potter, found something I liked, and I'm like, fucking love it. I ain't doing anything but reading. I was like, I'm not paying attention to class. I was like, fuck you guys. Like, Harry Potter is the shit. Abracadabra. Like, let's go.
Where's my wand?
Yeah, like, and I read Harry Potter at a reasonably young age, and within a year, my reading level went from like a kindergartner, 1st grader to a 5th grade. Like,
see what my mom actually had us do. So we had what was it called? But it was history. But it would be like this big binder, like kind of book, and you can listen it through audio. And I'm thinking you had to answer. It's been a while since I've done this. I think there was questions. You had to answer them. No, there was workbooks.
Okay.
So yeah, you would read it audiobook, and that's how my mom did it. She was like follow the audiobook. So that's how my reading kind of And then once that happened,
I don't think there's a problem with audiobooks.
And then like once that happened, I started going into co-op, and like reading, I didn't do much reading. We did English, but that's writing. We did a bunch of writing.
It's a little different.
Yeah, so like my reading was going downhill, and then I got into it's like Lucas Graham.
Okay,
I think that's the artist.
Yeah, I think I know.
He like makes sports books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I got into his books.
No, that's pretty interesting. I mean, so between that and then something else with shit. See, my brain gone.
ADHD.
A little bit. It literally is gone now.
Always.
But like, damn it. I can't like. It's like right there, but I can't.
You got this. Come on. No pressure. So, while Brett is thinking of this, don't forget to subscribe and like. He's still. And comment.
Yeah, I don't know. So books and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't the greatest at it. I don't know.
Man, I gave you time.
I know. I can't. It's gone. I'll think about it in like an hour and I'll be like,
Start texting.
Yeah, I'll be like, I remember. No.
Gotta come back.
Exactly. No, I don't know. It's just kind of weird because then now, like I said, I get literally ADHD Instagrams. It's so weird. I didn't know it was a thing. It is basically like people being like, people with ADHD will understand this, and then they like show something. I'm like, I do understand that. And like one was like kind of like, you've maybe seen me do it. It's very subtle, but I didn't even realize that's not normal. But then I thought about it. I was like, I've never seen anybody else do it. Like it's called, what is it? It's like someone called it like ADHD posture, or like slide walking. So like if you're going like, let's say if there's an island in the kitchen, you walk around the island. As you walk around, you kind of like lean as you walk around the kitchen, or sometimes even through a door, you kind of like lean funky and walk sideways to get around something. It's really weird and it doesn't make sense, but I saw that and I was like, wait, I do that. I was like, do not like even if I'm walking around my couch out there, I'm walking around that end right here.
You doing this?
I kind of like sometimes will lean as I'm walking, and it doesn't make any sense, but it's something I've done. And so,
interesting.
And I saw that and I was like, wait, is that actually? I was like, someone relates. But the thing is, I've considered like maybe Adderall would help me, because there's definitely times where it's like I need to get something done, but I can't necessarily focus on it, and so like some people like will literally find tricks to help keep focused and stay on task and like get shit done, and just because maybe it's something they need to do but don't want to, and they like find ways around it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to get medicated. I was like, fuck that shit. I like my personality. Not saying it's not a bitch sometimes, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want to fuck up my dopamine levels just from taking like Adderall and stuff.
That makes sense.
But it's just kind of weird. It's hard to describe, but when I'm seeing like some of these, I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah. Like it really doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. But it's kind of like the thing. So this got brought up at work, and I think we kind of talked about it last week a little bit when it comes to like perspective. But
in what?
Just like someone else's perspective, you don't realize like how they're living. But this got like a real deep conversation at work the other day, and it was because we were talking about like eyesight and like how people see and certain things, and we just got on this like weird topic, and I'm like, yeah, my mom like literally almost started crying because after I got my glasses, I came home and was like, oh my gosh, like wait, grass isn't just like one green thing. And my mom didn't realize how bad my eyesight was. And she's like, I felt like such a terrible mother.
That's so.
And because how long? I mean, how long have you worn glasses? Like, how old were you?
So actually, here's my childhood of getting my glasses.
Yeah,
we're in Sam's Club,
Okay.
And they have those tall shelving.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, like it's tall, but you can still read it because the big letters, the bold.
Yep.
So I'm like literally looking up. I'm like, Mom, what does that say? And in Sam's Club they have like the eye doctor there and all that. She was like, you seriously can't read that? And like my Nathan had glasses. Noah didn't have to have glasses.
Yeah.
So she like my mom needed glasses and all that. She was like, we're going to the eye doctor right now. Like
really?
Right then.
How old were you?
I wanted to say like
5?
Middle school.
Oh, older. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize it was that far in.
Yeah.
See, I was 6. So I had no idea.
I think I was around maybe 9 or 10. Maybe 9 or 10.
Really?
But yeah, it was somewhere around then.
Mine was school eye doctor, where like they'll do it. Typically, I don't think they do it once you get to a certain point, but they typically like the school will do little checkups. But especially when you're young, to find out like, oh, maybe this student.
Doctor,
well, the nurse will do it, and
really,
and so they'll be like, oh, well, obviously this kid has terrible eyesight. Tell the parents, tell them to go get glasses because that's very important. Go get it done. And so that's kind of what it was. They were like, yeah, your kid has bad eyesight. Take him to a doctor. And my parents were like, fuck. Okay.
That's more money.
For the longest time, fucking Walmart eye doctor. That's what we did.
Hey, I did that too.
Yeah. Now we don't, but that's what we did for a while.
Well, yeah, no, we did Walmart because we was going to do Sam's. Yeah. We was going to do Sam's, but the lady was such a jerk. Dude, I don't even know what the instance was, but like, dude, she was such a jerk that day. And like we just left, we were all mad, and then I think we did go to Walmart. I think we did do Walmart for a while. Mm-hmm. Then we went up to Kokomo for a little bit because my mom, she has stigmatism in her eyes.
I do too. It's not major, but I do.
Right, she has like really bad ones.
Yeah.
And then this stuff happened. Now she goes to Indy, and I go to the place in Elwood.
So what is your eyesight? Do you know?
I just know it's really bad.
Okay.
I do have astigmatism too.
Yeah. So that's the thing like we were talking about, which was so crazy. It's like 20/20 basically means most people, this is what they're seeing at 20 feet. Right. This is what you're reading. I didn't know that's actually what that meant for a long time. Yeah, it's like if you're 25/20, what someone else is reading at 20 feet looks like it's 25 feet from you instead. And so basically the higher the number, the worse it is. And so I have one that's 20/20. I think one that's 25/20. So in the end, I got pretty good eyesight now.
You're right.
But I still have to wear glasses. And the reason being is because which kind of makes sense, my eyeballs hyper focus pretty much. So especially if I'm reading, if I'm doing things, basically like an autofocus on a camera does that all the time. And so after a while, depending on what I'm doing, my eyes will literally get tired.
Right.
And I can it's like muscle soreness. It's like muscle fatigue in your eyeball, which is weird.
I'm legally blind.
Really? I didn't know it was that bad. Are you serious?
They say that like they said if you don't have glasses you can't drive.
What?
But like I take this off and
can you see me?
I can see you. I can see your nose. I can see your eyes.
How many fingers?
It's a little blurry. It's 3. I can see fingers and all that.
Okay.
But like once you get to street signs and you're driving,
reading,
and you read, I can't see anything.
Yeah, because also the movement.
If there's a clock
makes it worse.
With the time on it, 10 feet away, I can't read it.
Interesting. Wow, I didn't know. I guess I didn't
Like, I
realize your
couldn't even
eyesight
read
was
the
that bad.
books if I took my glasses off.
Damn. Okay. Well, shit. Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad.
It's just blurry, but like I can see objects.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you with the grass thing. But
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing is like my eyes actually got better, and I think part of the reason was like it's 2000s kid, bitch. I sat right in front of the TV, like I watch a movie, bitch. I'm like here's the TV. I'm right here.
I did the same thing when we played the Wii.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean that probably led to that slightly was that, but yeah, my parents were literally like, yeah, my mom was like, what? I had no idea. And that was the thing me and the guys started talking about was with eyesight. Like, I didn't know that standardized text size became a thing after, 2020 thing where that's how they started measuring it to become a thing. And then until after they standardized text size, like with the printing press. Because before that, people would just write it. So you'd have some books where the fucking font's big. You have some books where the font's small. And then once they kind of started making it standard, some people would be like, I can't read that shit. Right. It's like, you can't read that? And that's when they started to realize, oh, people literally have different eyesight, and they didn't think about it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, that kind of makes a lot of sense. But that was one thing we were talking about, and I'm like, and it got us on like a deep philosophical, my favorite dessert. Philosophical. There we go. That's the right word. Topic when it comes to like your own reality. Like that's the thing is people think that you got to be like selfish, selfless, but in all reality, what you see, what you experience is your reality. No one else experiences it the same. Mm-hmm. No, like it's like some people literally don't see colors the same. Like there's literally certain languages that don't have certain colors. Mm-hmm. So when they look at that color, it basically doesn't exist to them, which is kind of wild to think about. Like there's a certain language where like blue doesn't exist. Right. It's like what? But like they don't have anything for it. It's just
crazy, like even just being colorblind and just mixing your colors up because that's.
And then imagine never knowing that you didn't know it, dude. And you're like, wait, everybody else can fucking see color? Like what? Or,
no, I'm just saying.
Or even finding out like, wait, this is actually what everything looks like. What I mean. Like holy shit.
Instead of that being red, it's actually black. I'm like, whoa, what?
Yeah, right. And so that's the thing that's so crazy is like everybody lives in their own reality, and that's even like sometimes when we were talking about like last week, trying to look through someone else's shoes and perspective, basically, is like I mean you might say something in your head, it came out as joking, whatever, very playful, but in all reality, in that person, maybe because of what happened that day and things that they've seen and shit that's happened in the past that you just don't know about, you saying that comes out completely different, and they translated that into their mind completely differently. Like even what happened with me last weekend with me and Kelvin, he might have not even meant what I thought he was saying at all. Like he might have literally just been in general been like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird, like whatever, like long distance, what, like I don't know. And to me, I was like, he thinks I'm ugly as shit. Like that's where my brain went. And part of that is dealing with my own shit and having self-esteem issues in high school and whatever. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So just trying to understand that sometimes like, you don't, what you might say to someone, you have no idea how they actually interpret it. That's one reason why I hate text messages, because it makes it so much harder.
Yeah.
It really can. That's why every once in a while, like voice memos or just being on the phone is so much better. But then at the same time, if you do voice memos in certain situations, people can't listen to them. So you're like,
I know, dude. Like, and then like you only have like 3 minutes to listen to it once you open it or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, geez.
Yeah, I think you can't save them.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah. You got to do it after you open it. I think there's like a keep button, and it'll keep it. I think in the messages.
Is that for the new update? Or is it just?
I don't know, but so there's just like little things like that where it's just like people's whole realities can be morphed.
Just thinking of beings like just thinking of how somebody else lives their life.
Yeah,
it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, because like it's literally someone else's
I have no idea how you live your life day to day, and you don't know how I live my life.
Nope.
It's completely different.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy. Just like imagine just switching the day.
I mean,
like just once.
Exactly.
Or just being in their mind, just thinking how they think. Because
like literally what I'm saying,
dude,
like
the
what
brain
we're talking about with like ADHD is like, to me, that seems pretty normal. So when I first saw that, I was like, oh wait, that's not how maybe everybody like looks at things. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I am kind of weird. So it's like I couldn't imagine swapping with someone else and then being like, oh, wait, this is how they feel? Oh, that's a lot different. Like, to me, it's like, that is my reality. That's how I feel. This is what I'm dealing with. And that's just what it is. You can't, like, reality is a construct. Like, you are your own, like, not, I almost like God. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean? Like, you are it. And it's hard to
You're your own person.
You really have to try to actively look through someone else's perspective. Like, it's and that's the thing where people are like, oh, people are so selfish nowadays, this and that. But I think also
everybody's different, so
people don't sacrifice, like, or think about self-gratitude, self-love, or even compassion for other people. Like, it's something you actually gotta think about. And like we talked, like, so people's realities can be so different. It's like when even if you think about like a hunter and gathering tribe, like, literally those are people that live on the planet today, same but same circumstance when it comes to, I guess, in the end, sort of accessibility to things and items and technology, but they might not know so much of it exists at all. And they are content. They live their own lives. They have no clue, and they might never know. But it's like, for us, it's like, that is reality. That's what we have. There's a whole different thing. Like, we have the internet. We have everything else. Where they don't. What they have is what they have, and that's it. And they couldn't even comprehend all that other stuff. And it's just kind of crazy to think that people like that can live simultaneously together. And that's just like a fun thought experiment. Like, I love those kind of things.
Oh yeah,
it's so much fun. It's why I also love music. I think that's kind of why I kind of like music, is just because it can basically give you a connection to someone without knowing anything about them. If you go to a concert, or you hear someone playing a song that you love, whole different feeling to that person. Like, you go to a concert, you'll probably get along with most of the people there just because they're there listening to the same artist. Yes. Yep. And that's why I love going to concerts, is because the atmosphere is so positive. Right. And it's so good because everybody's there for the same reasons.
It's just a vibe.
Exactly. And you just feel you feel the energy. It's weird. Like, I'm not a hippie, but you feel that shit. You really do. Like, you're there, and it's just like, you just feel every like all that positive feeling from everybody having a good time.
It's just
having
like
fun.
The presence. Just
it's so good.
You can't really explain it.
No, but it's so much fun, and that's where, like, I feel like in the past I lived too much in my head, and in the future where I feel like I'm a lot more, like, grounded and more present today. Like, there's definitely times everybody, does their thing, but I try to be more present.
I was gonna say, life moves fast. Gotta enjoy it while you can.
Exactly. Like, me and Brian were talking the other day. I'd love to get him on eventually. That'd be so much fun.
Dude, Brian's such a cool dude.
He is.
How old is he, though?
56.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
He's not that old.
Bad,
it's whatever. 56. 56 is the new 30.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So he was talking. He's like, I don't know. I just feel like, in general, like, we were talking about me, and he's like, I feel like you are more settled in yourself. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, I would definitely say within the last year, I've been able to kind of understand and accept who I am a little more. Like, where we were talking about, like, in high school and certain things. So it was like, I didn't put on a facade, but I definitely, like, toned myself down because I feel like I needed to socially.
A lot of days now, like high schoolers and all, they have, like, this, not ego. Well, maybe I guess it is ego.
It is kind of an ego.
But, like, just like there's a point where you're at the inside of, like, actually how you live your life, and the outside that you put on.
Yes, 100%.
And I feel like
it's very common in high school.
So many people live two different lives.
100%. But once you get out of high school, that's why I was like, maybe it's a good thing I didn't go to college, because I feel like you can kind of find yourself at college.
Yeah.
But you can still have that split.
Right.
Maybe not quite as much, but you do. Where it's like, for me, I after I got out of high school, it kind of finally conformed to itself.
You just, like, mature in a way.
Yeah, and like you like, finally become comfortable with yourself.
Like how I am, I'm just, like, one steady kind of guy.
Yeah, and like, for you, I feel like it was easier for you, Noah, to kind of figure out who you were because of how you were able to go to school. Like,
right.
It's just different, and it actually allowed you to do that. Where for, like, me, it took me until after I got out of school to be like, oh shit, this is just who I am.
Right.
Like this is me. I act these ways. People are either gonna like me or they're not.
Right.
I really don't give two shits. Like it's whatever. And I think like even me and Brian were like, yeah, I feel like I feel like your social life's coming together better. You have a group of friends around you. You have all these different things. Like things are kind of falling into place a little bit with your life. And I'm like, yeah, I would say so. It's like I feel like I'm more confident than ever. I'm more okay with myself. My self-esteem's more balanced. Like I don't know, like my self-identity's gotten better.
Right.
And then not only that, but like I don't try to like put on some facade. Like if people aren't gonna like me, they're not gonna like me, and that's it. And it's like in high school, looking back at it, there was friends I haven't talked to since I graduated. I thought we were pretty close, and in all reality, apparently we weren't. And at one point, it's like I would love to get in contact and eventually talk to those guys, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I apparently they didn't like me for who I was, so fuck them. Like it really doesn't matter. It's like the friends I have around me accept me and want to be around me because of who I am, and that's fine.
See, that's the difference with, the two teammates I was talking to you before, my basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have huge egos for themselves, and like they can be completely jerks and just like last year they were saying that they were the only two people that could score on our team. Well, anyways, getting back from it, I don't know what I was gonna talk about now.
Oh,
shoot,
ego, and sports, and self-identity.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yes. ADHD.
Yes, that's what it is.
There you go.
ADHD. Yep. It affects us all.
Okay. So, anyways, getting back from it, just like everybody has an ego, and they put on. I feel like actually it is on the outside, like their ego.
Some people do.
Some feel people like it
just
is.
do.
And just like that's not how I am.
Yeah.
I'm one steady kind of guy. But like once I actually am just gonna like play a sport or something, I go 100% because just that's how I was raised.
Yeah, I mean, kind of me too. Like, I mean, unlike my sister, I get this definitely more from my mom's side. I have a competitive nature. I might not be the best athlete, but I'll fucking try.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'm not just gonna let someone win. Like, I'm gonna try my damnedest, and I don't give a fuck what it is. We could be making a puzzle, and I'll be like, I'm gonna get that bitch done before you. And I'll try.
Make a gingerbread house or something.
100%. I'll be like, I will make the best fucking gingerbread house out of all you. And we've done it. And I
did
think
win.
I did.
We won.
We did win.
We won.
So that's
Yes,
what's going
sir.
on. So I mean, it's always there. Where like Bailey's the type where she's just like, nah. she sees other people like trying. She's like,
you guys got
that.
this.
Like, you can try. I'm just gonna put my shit together.
Just like a beer pong, dude.
Me and fucking bro. I'm jumping 4 foot in the air. And I was like, yeah, we fucking got this. I'm just yelling at Freddie, just being like, whoo,
right.
And then they're just over there like, huh. And me and Freddie are just wild. I'm like, we fuck
Yeah.
Like even with like Freddie, we were playing the volleyball, and Freddie's out there where he's going through, and I'm screaming top of my lungs. I was like, we just fucking did 17-0, motherfucker! You just like yelling. I'm like, our neighbors hate me. They hate me right now. But like I'm having so much fun, and I was so surprised. I didn't lose my voice the next day. But I was like, I'm in it to win this shit, and then we lost. But it's whatever.
Yeah, and then everybody blamed you.
But I know what you mean. Like for the most part, I'm pretty humble. Like the competitiveness and ego is two different things.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Two different things. Where it's like there will be a point in time where it's like I don't think it's an ego. It's more like I kind of want to prove myself. But it's also like I want to show what I can do. It's not even necessarily like it's not like, I'm the best. Let me prove it.
Right. It's not like oh look what I can do. It's more like I'm just competitive. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's literally how my mind goes.
Two different things, and I 100% agree. Where, like, so I don't ego lift at the gym. I don't do that shit. I don't give a fuck. Like the one thing, I have a fake ego that I put on every once in a while where I'll fuck with someone. Like, dude, I'm the best fucking golfer there is.
You're right.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I fucking drive a 320 bomb. Like,
I got a hole in one last game.
Yeah, be like, I'm gonna beat your ass so easily. That's a whole different story because that's
joking, dude.
Exactly. But for me, that's also a part of my personality because I'll do that with about anything. I was like, dude, I'm the best fucking volleyball player you're talking about. Like, take on the whole team. What you like? Badminton?
Bring
you're
it.
fucked. And So it is very different. Like you said, like trying to live in someone else's shoes, but it's fun. It's
very
it's
interesting.
cool to recognize things. That's what I think happens once you kind of get out of school and you have more time to kind of focus on yourself a little bit. There's things you pick up on that you didn't always realize, like just like little personality things. I mean, and you're like, holy shit.
Everybody, lives their life different after high school, but like I feel like you just have more time to just digest. Just
work on yourself. You kind of realize habits, you realize little things, you realize like quirks about yourself, things you don't like, things you really enjoy. And it's just like little stuff that you don't necessarily pick up on. I feel like at the time, because when you're in high school, honestly, lots going on. You're very overstimulated. There's so much happening where it's like you got to get up. You're going to school. You're there till 3. You got homework. You might be going with friends, or your parents got other shit you gotta do. You gotta do stuff around the house. There's always something where like you never get to just do something for yourself. Really.
What's this crap about like everybody getting out at like 2:30 now?
What? In general? Is that
school?
Thing?
No,
is that thing? No. Or is that local?
Something like it's in Frankfurt, and they have a big high school. So I don't know.
That could just be their school. Because some schools might start differently. So like Tipton started at the same time, but Heights started differently. They might change it, but like
I didn't know.
When I was a kid, initially, like they ran 3 separate bus routes. So it was like high school would get picked up at, let's say, 7 or 6:30 to start school at 7 or something, or 7:30.
Okay.
And then like we wouldn't get picked up till like 7:30 and not start school till like 8 something. Like, so like for the elementary, like, yeah, we probably wouldn't start school till like 8:30, 8, something like that, get a little more sleep, and then we would leave school at like 3, but like high school and middle school would leave at like 2.
You're right.
Yeah. But Tipton never did that. They were always the same because schools are connected and all that stuff, so they would just pick up everybody. So that was one thing. That makes sense. I never had to deal with it because
actually
I didn't go to middle school at high school.
Clinton County has like so many high schools.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy to think Tipton only has 2.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a lot, but
you're like, that's so many high schools.
Well, like for Tipton County, 2. But like then I went to Clinton County. I'm like,
you're like, there's 30. What the fuck is going on?
There's like 11 actually. Yeah. Like, dude.
I think about Hamilton County. Heights is there, but that's just like here. Like, you got Sheridan. You got. That's it. Like you got Sheridan.
Oh, that's so many.
Fishers, like Carmel, Westfield,
right.
Lapel.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know where the cutoff is for Madison County. So at Pendleton, maybe. I don't know if that's Madison County. Yeah, there's so many down there. It's ridiculous. Yeah. There's like 15, and we got 2.
Yeah.
Dos. I mean, my graduating class was 150. That was big at the time.
I think it's going down too.
It is. I was the last great class. You were. It's sad.
And
I mean, I literally saw something where someone was like, 2020 was the best. I was like, shut the fuck up. No, it wasn't. It was like 2016
Dude,
to
2020 was COVID.
That was terrible. But I saw something like that, and then someone was like, 2016, 2019, best fucking 3 years.
That's what I've been saying.
Yes, it was.
I'm saying 2016 was like my best year.
2016 to 2019 was amazing.
Dude, I would be
like music, everything. Like remember that was when Migos was popping off.
I'd be 12. I would be 12.
Oh well, you see, it wasn't as fun for you.
But dude, I'm at 12. I'm having a great time at 4-H, being a kid, doing dumb crap.
Yeah,
and I'm just enjoying
having a great time at 12. Like, come on, like. Well, I bet you were.
Now you just picking on me.
No, yeah, I know. You were still a child. I mean, I wasn't much older. I was like 15,
well, I'm
16.
sorry I wasn't born, Yeah.
I mean, 2001 was a pretty good year, just saying. I mean.
It was, too.
Yeah, we kind of lost a couple towers, but other than that, it was pretty nice.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Not good. But, no, it's just, I don't know.
You know what's crazy, though?
Ooh, what?
I know this is kind of random, but we kind of just talked about it. But, like, my dad, like, talked with the vice president, like, the day before the towers got hit.
For what reason?
I don't know. It was like some dude, what's his name? He was from Indiana.
Mike Pence?
Yes, thank you.
I've seen him in person.
Mm-hmm. My dad was like having a meal with him and everything.
Well, he wasn't the vice president then. That was Dick Cheney. This is Bush, dude. This is 2001. Hey. This is George W. Bush Jr.
Where's Mike Pence?
Trump's?
No. Nope. Anyways, I don't know, dude.
you're like,
now I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
It's like he talked to Dick Cheney. What the fuck? Like,
no. I don't think it was Mike Pence actually. Damn.
Yeah, the past couple of vice presidents, you got Dick Cheney,
I don't know.
Joe Biden, Mike Pence, Kamala Harris, which is now. I don't think Joe was for both terms of Obama, was he? I don't even know. I didn't pay attention to politics when I was 10.
I
remember.
Guess I didn't either because I don't know my crap.
Yeah, I remember asking my uncle who he voted for, and he got upset. And I was like, "I'm 8."
My mom actually just texted me. She was like, "Don't forget to register to vote," because I still have to do that.
I didn't vote last time. I could have.
I'm still debating. Nathan always says like it hasn't done anything for me. Either the person I voted for has lost by a bunch or won by a bunch. So he's like, my vote didn't matter.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I'm not. I don't know.
I'm not really into politics.
So. I kind of am, but kind of not. Like, it's kind of interesting, but it's all fucked. It's all fucked up.
Yeah,
and the whole situation.
And it sounds like they're gonna do what they want to do, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they got the money. They do got the moolahs. It's kind of crazy. We are in debt, that's for sure. A lot. I remember when it was like 7 trillion. Now it's like 23.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's ridiculous. Why do we keep giving money to Ukraine? They're fine. They were dropping bombs on people, Russian soldiers giving blowjobs. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah. There was a video that went out where this. I think it might have been infrared eventually, but they ended up swapping to the regular cameras as drones flying over, because I'm guessing you knew that they were doing that, right? They were strapping grenades to drones, dropping them, so they timed perfectly, basically, as they hit the ground, they blew up. And they come across this like building, and there's 2 people in the corner, and one person's getting a blowjob, and they drop it and kill both of them. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
terrible.
Yeah, and they like at one point they literally like was like showing their commanding officer, being like, "Look at this shit. This guy's getting his dick sucked."
Not now.
Yeah, then they kill him. It's like, ooh, fuck war, dude. It's fucking nuts,
dude.
I'm not involved.
Yeah,
I'm all right. I don't want another draft. I say that
Never
like
know.
I lived through one. I don't want another one. This is terrible.
Man.
Back in my day, back in Nam, I didn't want to go there.
I had to cut my leg off just so I didn't have to get in draft.
Jesus. I hope not.
That would be terrible.
Oh, wow. I don't think I would do that. I mean, I don't want to go to Nam, but I don't think I'd cut my leg off. I like my leg.
Just what about you, Big Toe?
That might work.
I can't go to work. My big toe's gone.
Yeah, I can't balance. If I try running, I just fall over.
So then I can't do where I tore my PCL in my knee. It's the stabilizes my knee.
Yeah.
So exactly. I can't do it. I tore it, so I can't go.
Sure.
Just like your big toe.
Yep. Honestly, in that situation, I could have fucking went to Canada. I probably would have been one of those people.
Huh?
People, did you not know that? A bunch of people moved to Canada.
Oh,
during the draft.
Yeah.
Between that, did you also know that every year near a presidential election, there is a spike in people moving out of the country? It doesn't matter who wins. Every year that there's an election.
Back? Or just
not always. People move because they're like, I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. And they just fucking head out. They go to like Canada. They go to like Central America.
Just go
all these different places.
Vacation for 3 weeks.
No, like they like move.
I know, but still.
Yeah.
You can still go and just.
They're just like, I don't want to.
I don't want to deal with this right now. Let's just go on a vacation.
Right. They just head out. It's kind of crazy, but I mean, I don't totally blame him.
No, I don't blame either. Have you ever been in Canada?
Nope. Never left the country. Barely left the state.
Oh, that's true, I guess.
Canada's
pretty cool.
We should go.
I've been there twice.
We can go play golf.
Canada.
In Canada.
We should go to the Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
That's
Hit a
pretty
golf ball off of it.
Or you could just get in a barrel like they used to.
Wait, what if? So I won't get my passport, but what if I launch a projectile into another country? Is that illegal? By projectile, I mean a golf ball. Like, can you? I might get arrested. Sir. You just launched a projectile into a friendly nation. I'm like, it's just a golf ball. Calm down. I just wanted to hit it off the water. My bad.
No, damn. Have you seen all those, like, I don't even know when it was, but like back in the day, like they used to get in the barrels and go off Niagara Falls.
So many people died.
Dude.
So many people died.
There was like the whole movie like theater like beside it.
People were ridiculous.
Yeah.
People were like,
I think
only like between that and tight ropes and
the tight ropes.
So many people died.
It was so dumb. But like,
why?
It's just like some lady got in a wooden barrel.
Yeah,
and of course,
multiple.
She died.
Did that.
Yeah.
I think there was some that survived.
Yes, there was, but they had like terrible injuries.
Probably.
Like I know there was.
I think it's pretty rocky.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
It's a waterfall. Probably.
Yeah, it's probably a little rough.
But like, I think there was like two guys, and I don't know how big the barrel was, but it was like metal, I think, something like that. And they survived, but like some guy broke his arm and his leg. The other guy broke his ankle. Like,
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Like,
did you know Houdini died from a punch?
Do what?
Did you know Houdini died from a punch?
Did he really?
Yeah. Got punched in the gut. So the human body can take a beating, but at the same time, it can't.
You're right. If you get hit right, you're going out.
So, but one of his things was that he would literally bring on like these giant motherfuckers. He's not a big guy. Basically, he had a strong core, and he would flex and have these big dudes just punch him as hard as he can.
Right.
And he would just take it. And at the time, people were like, "Oh my god! Like this little guy's getting punched by this 6'3" giant. What's going on here?
Let's go watch it."
Yeah, and so people not understanding science, that was super impressive. Where it's like now, it's like, yeah, that's kind of what you do. Like you don't want to fucking take a punch unflexed because like
that hurts.
It's not good. It's not good. And that was my issue in karate as a kid. I couldn't figure out how to flex.
You did karate?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to flex my core. So I just get hit and I'm like, ah! Like, I was like, my dad's like, come on, act like you're trying to poop. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, how do you
really say
that?
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't, like, I literally spend time, like, trying to
poop,
trying to tighten, and I couldn't do it. I can do it now, no problem, but
at
the time I was like, can't do it. And so supposedly someone came in behind stage one time, and this was before an event, and it was basically unsuspected. The guy just walked up and just boom, right in the stomach, and they hit him so hard that basically like one of his organs ruptured, which is very possible. Like that's not
that would hurt. That would hurt.
I mean,
really
like
bad.
I mean, it's jiggly. Like they're like that's not a
that's
where a lot of shit is.
There,
so it's like if you get hit, You ever had a kidney or liver shot? Not fun. Almost worse than getting hit in the testicles.
Oh gosh.
Like you'd be surprised. Like kidneys, like right back here, getting hit real good. Not fun. It really is.
No, my kidneys have hurt if I haven't drank water and stuff. But
I don't think this ever happened to me.
Really?
No.
Like I got dehydrated, and it was like just being sick and stuff, and I just haven't drinking, dude.
Well, okay, that's
like
not.
My whole side was hurting. I was like, "Mom, my back hurts and stuff," and she's like,
"If you drink,
it's probably your kidney." And she's like, "Oh, well, that's probably true." And I haven't drank water. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, that might happen.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I think that's a good place to call it. You and your falling apart kidneys when you're sick.
Yep.
But all right.
Drink your water, kids.
Yeah, drink your water. Like you said earlier, when my brain shut off, be sure to like and subscribe. We need it. But other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy
We need like what, 5 more?
No, I was wrong. We need 10.
10 more.
10 more.
Hey.
Yeah.
It makes it even better. Come on.
We need 10, and then we'll do a live stream. A live streamed episode. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
And we could do it right here.
Just do it right here.
We can get maybe that would be the day we get guests, and we'll literally just swap out. Like at one point, we're not even in here. We'll just throw like Kelvin and Freddie in here, and then we'll just be sitting over here.
That'd be something.
Yeah, like I feel like that'd be fun. So
Brian too.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I hope you guys did enjoy. Sorry for the late episode. We're gonna try being better at that, hopefully. But we will see you guys all next week.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.